Today we're going to show our viewers the best balance routine to keep you upright, stable, and safe.
We have a 3-step system to ensure your safety, and it'll only take 3 weeks to make some progress.
That's right. Plus, we're going to show you the 2 biggest mistakes that people oftentimes make with balance exercises. Now, the biggest mistake that I think people make is they actually start their balance exercises or routine and they don't have a baseline or a level or a number where they're starting. And that's something that you can correct very easily.
So we're going to show you 2 different balance tests you can try at home. One is called the Tug Test, and the other one is called the Single Balance Leg Test that we're going to show in the corner.
Tug.
Tug. What did I say?
Tugging on a rope.
Nice.
We'll get to it. It makes sense. Okay, so the first test we're going to show you is called the Tug Test. We mentioned it. That's an acronym for timed up and go. It's very simple. You start on a chair that's firm with armrests. You take a tape measure or something of sorts, and you measure 10 feet from the base of the chair to a spot on the floor. Mark it any way you want. You'll walk around that and then back, and you simply time it. Mike will give a little more details.
So it's important to wear your normal shoes that you walk in when performing this. You want to go at a comfortable pace. Don't feel insecure. Also, if you use an assistive device, whether it's a walker or cane, use that for the test because that's how you typically walk. So when performing it, you're going to start a timer. Brad, do you have a timer?
Yep, I'll pretend.
He's got an invisible one. As soon as your butt gets off the seat is when you start the timer. So you're going to stand up, walk around the object that is 10 feet or 3 meters away, go back to the chair, and then sit back down. That is your total time. So that's how you get your baseline, and over weeks of progress, we're going to show you want to see if you are getting quicker or not.
That's right. This is a standardized test. All therapists know about it. It's very typical use for this type of thing. Now we're going to show you a second option if you would prefer not to do this and if you feel unsafe or wobbly because you want to obviously be safe. Okay, the second option for getting a test is simply go to a corner like this, and we're going to do a single leg balance timed test. So you're in the corner just in case you lose your balance and you're safe. If you want to be real safe, take a chair, put it in front of you, a solid chair or your walker, and that way if you lose your balance, you're safe. I'm going to get it out of the way so you can see. It's very simple. Again, timing yourself from the point one foot comes off, and how long can you balance on one foot? As soon as the other foot has to go down or you touch the wall in any manner or the chair or the walker, that's when the timer stops. These work better with 2 people, so you have a timer. Now, if this is quite easy and you can go longer than 15 to 30 seconds, you may want to do the advanced version where you actually take a cushion. This is from an Automan? No, Automan. I'm going to use this Pete's Choice cushion because this is what therapists use. It really works well. Doesn't matter. You could use a pillow, something that challenges your balance. Stand on that. And if you look at my ankle, you can see I'm really working those ankle muscles to maintain my balance. It's just harder. A lot of people will not go to this level. Simply on the floor is adequate. Mike, can you finish this off?
So what you want to do is choose one of the 2 balance tests, or if you want, you can perform both. Again, make sure to write down your numbers for both tests because each week you're going to retest and see if you've made progress.
That's right. All right, the second mistake is that people do too many exercises to improve their balance all in the first week. So if you have 3 exercises, do one first, then the second week, add a second one, the third week, add the last one. And that can be the most effective way. It eliminates confusion and makes the exercises done properly to assure success. Mike, what do you say?
These exercises we're going to show will help improve your balance, so each week when you're retesting, hopefully you see more progress.
That's right. All right, this first exercise is very simple. It's actually going to work on your strength as well as your balance and getting up. So Mike's going to go ahead and show it. Again, it's very important, but very simple.
So these are just sit the stands. So you're literally going to stand up and sit down. If you need to use your hands, both hands, you can certainly use them to push up and sit down. Make sure you're nice, slow, and controlled. If that's too easy, you can try progressing to just using one hand. If that seems simple, you don't have to use any hands. Just cross your arms like this and stand up and sit down. Just make sure you are safe.
It's very important that, as Mike, I want to emphasize control. up slow, totally standing up and tall, and then down, no plopping into the chair. If that happens, we need to slow down, use the armrest, up and down, very simple and controlled. The chair should be a firm chair like this, not a soft recliner or anything like that. Firm chair with armrests.
So for repetitions of this exercise, make sure to do 10 each day for 5 days a week. If that seems easy, you can progress up to 15 repetitions. And this is the only exercise we want you to do for the first week after doing your initial balance test.
Okay, now this is important. After your first week, you've done these exercises. I want you to retest, whichever test or both of them. Write the time down, and then we're going to go on to the exercise number 2 for the second week. Okay, so this first exercise focuses on strength and getting in and out of a chair, which can make a big difference on your balance and stability. Now, typically, if you're elderly, maybe have a walker, 20 seconds may be an average time. I don't care what the time is, as long as the next week it actually drops. So if it was 20 seconds, which I've seen a lot of, after the first week, it may drop down to 15, 16, or 17 seconds.
Now, if your baseline test was the single leg stance in the corner, your baseline should actually increase in time.
Okay, now we're starting week 2, which means we're going to continue to do the sit to stand exercises as you have been, plus add this one. This one works balanced with movement. It's different. Okay, now the second exercise, as I mentioned, is walking. Now we put a piece of blue tape on the line because we're going to use that for reference with this exercise. You don't have to do that as long as there is a line on the floor existing, or you can just actually use your imagination. Go ahead, Mike.
So use an assistive device if you feel unsteady, or you could do this next to a countertop or hand railing and hold on if needed. The first exercise, we're going to walk in a straight line like this, going forward. Once we get to the end, you're going to try and do this backwards. Try to overlap your feet like this, not have a wide base, but a narrow base of support. If this seems easy for you, you can make it more challenging by actually walking the line like a tightrope, doing the same exact formation going forward. I should say direction, not formation. And then backwards. So roughly 10 feet if you have the space available to you. That's the first option.
And that one, actually, you're thinking about touching your heel to your toe. Just makes it a little more challenging, works your proprioception. That's not important.
And the next exercise for working on balance is going to be stepping sideways. Again, hold on to support as needed. You're going to bring your feet apart and then touch them together. Obviously, the further you can go apart, the more challenging it'll be. But just make sure you're steady. Make sure your toes are pointed straight ahead. Don't be turning out like this.
Good. Okay, just to repeat, the second week you're going to do this exercise plus the sit to stands, and then you retest just like we had mentioned before. Write your score down, and we should be showing progress from week to week. Now let's go to the third exercise. Okay, now the third exercise is probably one of the most challenging one. It actually works with tuning in your vestibular system with your ears. That allows you to balance, and your vision, and balancing on one leg. It's very important. So take your time with it. Stand in a corner. Mike, go ahead.
So this is going to be similar to the single leg balance test. You're actually just going to work on standing on one leg. Again, I'm in the corner. That way, if I tip over, I'm just touching a wall. You can place a chair or cane in front of you, something to hold on to. Try to stand as long as you can on one leg safely. Make sure to switch and do 3 sets on each leg. You could try to make a goal of 3 sets of 30 seconds. If that seems challenging, just start where you can start. Hold up like this. If you want it to be more challenging, lift this leg higher up. It's going to make it harder. And another way to make it harder is to visually move your head and not look at your feet. This adds a whole new dimension to your vestibular system.
That's right. So, and if that gets too easy, again, you can use your cushion or your Pete's Choice, whatever you want. That is pretty advanced. I think most people probably won't get to that unless you're younger and pretty mobile and agile. Okay, summarizing after that third week, and that third week you're doing all 3 exercises that week. Retest, look at your score. You should be having improvement on this week to week. Mike?
Now, if you're not seeing improvement every week, it's okay. Everyone is going to improve at different speeds. Make sure to keep doing these 3 exercises to continually progress your balance or keep it where it is, especially if you've seen improvement. You don't want to regress eventually.
Right. And if you want to increase your progress, you can do these exercises twice a day or even 3 times a day. Once you get used to it, they're only a few minutes to do all of them.
And if you'd like to check out more videos on how to improve your balance, you can click the video link on the screen.
2 best balance exercises for seniors to master. How about that?
2 seniors or 2 seniors?
T-O or T-O-O.
Oh.
I got to work on my English major again.
2 twos.
Bob and Brad, the 2 most famous physical therapists.